I think they're somewhat true, because if you look at the one of these articles here that says that here goes, the LA District Attorney is looking into possible money laundering investigations, includes the Central Basin. So yeah, I think there is some issues there. But again, when there's an investigation like that, being under investigation, I guess you could make that claim. But I'm not part of the coalition. I can't answer them. I can't answer that for them. And whatever information they're putting out there is because they want to get the information out to the voters. So I can't speak on their behalf.
Mr. Hawkins, let me just ask you a question. Are you under investigation by the district?
No, I have not been under investigation, and I have never been under investigation. Central Basin has not either. You're talking about one director that did something on his campaign, and they investigated him. There's not Central Basin and their investigation. That was something that he did on his own. And that you're trying to lump us into that one big sum. And
no prosecutors, wives, meals, all that? No.
All right, hang on. Jay, you want to give 30 seconds, then we got to get close.
We take care of that.
Okay, that's a deal in there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Whether the district attorney has or not, I believe so. The district attorney, the ethics, are one branch of it, looking into spending funds on spousal spending. They were taking their spouses on trips and spending money. That was in the only times that is possible where that's coming from. Real quick, again, back to the water issue. Can we reduce rates? I want to make sure everybody knows that for the next 2 years, your water rates will be going up, thanks to Mr. Hawkins, 5% next year and the following year, because Metropolitan has raised the rates that will be passed through Central Basin, and that will be passed through on your bills. So can we lower your bills? Well, we're going to have to start at 5% higher before you do anything.
All right. First of all, we've been here an hour now. Yeah. Is there? I think we probably want to wrap this up now. Sure. Phil, do you want to answer that real question?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, we got one more question.
And then one more question.
Okay, first of all, Metropolitan wanted to raise it 19%. It came out 5%. I think that's quite a savings from what they want to do. Their sales are down 25%, and they're losing money. They lost $2 billion in the last 2 years, and this is why we only agreed to a 5% increase. And that is very small to what they actually need to get this started. So when you see that, and then you hear the rhetoric that's going on, there's a big difference here. And I think you need to look at the overall and what it takes to run the company and what Metropolitan. But that is passed on down to us, and 5% is a very, very small amount for an organization that size.
Thank you. Any more questions? One in the back here, yes.
How many years is this position? Is it 4 years?
How long is this position?
It's every 4 years that the election comes up. This year they actually moved it up from November to June without properly notifying the public about it. They never came up with it. But that's another story. But you know, Randy, I wonder if you could get the incumbent to answer the question that's been brought up today. I haven't got any answers from a lot of the questions that we've been bringing up. Question on the Pacifica issue, the special contract that started off real small and now is duplicating like many times over. The reserve, what happened to the $10 million that everybody keeps tiptoeing, no one addresses the big elephant in the room kind of thing. The operating budget, why it's gone up. The administrative budget, the one he just mentioned right now, when he started it was 1.4 million. Now it's 4.7 million, 236% increase. He's talking that question. The water to save contract, he hasn't talked about that. Are they going to give it to him? And then do they have to be lobbyists?
Okay.
So many questions that he tiptoes around and hasn't got to it. So let's see if we can get an answer.
Phil, you want to answer?
Any of them, I don't care.
Start with some of them, yeah. Okay, the contracts, let's start from the back one.
Do you still have a question?
I still have the question.
No, the rest of the question is, if it's a 4-year position, then are you three gentlemen going to be committed to serving those 4 years?
If you get elected, you're going to stay all 4 years.
And if they don't change the meeting times, are you going to be able to keep your job during the day?
That's a good question.
Or are you going to go to evening?
I think she's asking you. I'm not. I can't hear the question.
Committed to the 4 years that this job requires.
Is this to all candidates or just to Mr. Mendoza?
Yeah, that's fine. You know, in politics, it's all about timing. I was going to run for Senate this year. Didn't work out. They changed the districts, and the voters are still going to vote for it in November. So I don't even know there's going to be a district for me to run for Senate. So at this point, I don't even know if I'm ready for any other position at this time, but I am ready for this one. And I intend to serve and to make sure that this water board gets cleaned up. If it takes 2 years, if it takes 4 years, if it takes whatever years, I'll do my best. And my intent is to make sure I clean it up. If an opportunity arises in the future, a political opportunity where I could do much better for our community, I don't know if I'll take it or not. But at this point, I want to stay here and do the work that needs to be done for the Central Basin. And hopefully they'll change the meeting to the afternoon so that we all can participate and not be so selfish and not allow every board member to be there.
Mr. Gray.
I am committed, if I'm elected, to serving all 4 years. I'm committed to attending every meeting for all 4 years. I work in the city of Southgate, which isn't too far from where the offices are. I can make arrangements to be there. Not a problem. I will be there. I will represent you. I promise. That's one promise I will make.
Mr. Hawkins.
Okay, first of all, let's go back to the changing from November to June. We looked at our past history. Our non-presidential years were $200,000 is what we have to pay the county to operate an election. A presidential year is $400,000 to $500,000. We will save approximately $300,000 by moving it from November to June. And that's why we did it. We did all the proper postings. We went through the county. They put it on the county agenda and the county voted for it. It was all notified, noticed, and everything.
In the Central Basin minutes too?
In the Central Basin minutes too?
Written, in writing or an oral report?
Yes, yes.
With the writing or
okay, look at the November, December issues, and you will see where we...
It was an oral report as far as we know.
No, we got, what we're going to do is, we've actually run out of tape here now, so we've got the other webcam going right here. But what we want to do now is, first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming. We want to get a quick final statement, if we can, for about a minute. And we will just say thank you very much for doing this. It's been very entertaining and very informative to a lot of people here in regards to the background of this campaign. And we're still recording it here. So why don't you let's start with Jay Gray.
Well, you started already.
Oh, Jay? All right, you want to go first? No, we got to go first?
Sure, I don't care.
David.
First of all, I'd like to tell you about Central Basin again. Central Basin has done a great job. One of the things I wanted to talk about was conservation. We have to meet our mandate of 20% by the year 2020, or there's consequences to the whole region. To give you an example, we do conservation. In our conservation programs, we do showers, toilets, sprinklers, we do landscaping, and we do timers for these things. Now, we spend about $2 to $3 million a year on these conservation programs. Not one penny is Central Basin's money. We get grants, we get, Metropolitan gives us money, we get grants from the state, we get grants from the federal. All this money is leveraged then to the pumpers. If they want to add on to our programs, as far as they want to add more toilets, or if they want to add more sprinklers, if they want to, we will allow them to do that so that we get more of the conservation programs out. They have to meet certain conservation programs also. This is why we have done it. And then we do education. Central Basin does education to all the local schools. If we have any teachers or principals here, they should get on board. First come, first serve. We have an education program. We have a truck. This truck has critters from the ocean, from the water. In fact, the kids can actually touch a baby octopus. They can actually touch a baby stingray. And this goes out to the schools, and we travel from one school to the other. We take over the school for the day so that they can learn about water. And this is part of our education program. So you wonder where some of our money goes. This is some of it right here. We also, they talked about our accounting, and we have a balanced budget. We have, every year we have an internal audit. We have an external audit, and we have awards for our budgeting and our accounting for the last 4 years in a row. So we are very, very transparent, even though that has not been spoken about here. We are very transparent. All you have to do is come to our meetings and you will learn all about Central Basin. Thank you.
Again, I want to thank you. Is it on? I think the microphone died.
No, we are.
Is it still on?
Yeah.
Still on?
If not, just scream.
The scream, no, it's good.
It's voice activated.
I think Phil broke it on purpose. You know, again, I want to thank you for hosting this public debate. You know, again, I don't know if it's just me, but some of the questions have not been answered really, that I think the public are asking, and are some of the reasons why we're running. You know, we talk about, you know, the grants that Central Basin gets from Met. Well, when Met gives them the grants, that means they have to jack up the prices, which means the ratepayers, they're going to pass that rate increase to Central Basin, which means the ratepayers end up paying for it anyway. But what about the other questions that have not been answered? Again, I go back to the $10 million the last year. What happened to the $10 million? Hasn't been answered. 26 million reserved, 36 million reserved last year, 26 this year, no answer on that. How about the Pacifica issue? Those content program, the grant started 4 or 5 years ago was small, now it's in the 5 million range. Talk about operating budget that has gone up, the PR and administrative budget. We know that the conservation has worked. When Phil came in, they were selling 70,000 acre feet of water. Now there's 38,000. That's great, but the budget has gone up. We're paying more now, even though we're wasting less water. The Water to Save contract, too many lobbying in Sacramento. There's a lot of questions here that the incumbent has failed to answer, and we're going to end our debate, and that's okay. But these are the kind of questions that, we're not saying, oh, the water is dirty, don't vote for it. Nah, wait, you know what? Don't change the subject. Get to the question that we're asking, and it hasn't been answered, and it won't be answered, because the answer that for these questions, you don't want to hear, or he doesn't want you to hear, and that's okay. But that's what the voters need to hear, and I hope that this does go out to the voters to understand that we need to change, we need to end the corruption, we need to end the special favors that are going on in this water board, and go back to the work of providing clean and affordable water for our residents. Clean of corruption and special favors. Thank you so much, and I hope that the voters consider me, Assemblyman Tony Mendoza, for Central Basin Municipal Water District. Thank you.
Mr. Jay Gray.
Hey, thank you again, everybody, for attending us and taking time out of your day, and again to the Los Cerritos News and the Off Street Café for hosting this. There's talk earlier we're going to continue to need to reduce water. I don't know how much shorter your showers need to be if we've already gone down from over 70,000 acre feet down to about 38,000 acre feet. How much less water do they want you using? I mean, are we going to be basically looking like a desert here? We are a desert, but like Arizona, cactus and everything else, So we're using less water already, so I don't know how much more we can use, especially as Mr. Mendoza mentioned, their budgets have increased. To give you an idea, from 2001 when Mr. Hawkins first took office, the cost of living's increased about 30%. The total operating budgets went up from just under 5 million to almost 10 million. That's an increase of about 96%. The administrative and PR budgets went in from about 1.4 million to 4.7 million. That's an increase of 236%. So we're using less water. The rates are going up, and as the rates, their expenses are going up, and the rates are going up, and also the questions are going up as far as what's really going on over there. Again, I appreciate everybody attending here, taking your time. Please consider me Jay Gray. I have information jaygray.net. Check out my website. I do link to the non-existent LA Times articles, and consider me. I want to be there for you. A lot of times people say you don't have a choice. In this election, there's a choice, and I believe there's a clear choice. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's thank everybody for coming. Brian, you have any closing comments?
I'd just like to thank you all for coming today. I think it was a pretty lively debate. Thank the